See if Alexi B and his boys can keep up that blistering form, because not only were they sharp, they were playing some well-rounded counter-strike. You could see just how much work they had done. And m0NESY didn't even need to get tested there, and now he moves into his home map. So as we look at the pistol round, we got the 1x bet odds favouring G2. I wonder why. Two players over towards the B apartments, Nico and Hunter. Jackson m0NESY dealing with mid, and Alexi, well, he was just lingering over to A apps early. It's a three-man B defense here from Alex, Crims, and Mezzy. Smooya has a lot of information in mid right now, and they are playing retake over towards A with Brolin. So this is just a slower start of things here for both teams, feeling out, seeing if there's any aggressive maneuvers. But it is likely, with a bit of a B finish with the util that we see right now.
Mezzy's currently playing anti-flash, so they're allowing the attention to be taken by his IGL of Alex. He's starting to get a little bit hungry for info. They pull Crims over here as well.
Timing on this is going to be everything here, Dinko.
They've got the numbers on the right side of the map. Can Alex get away with anything here? Alongside Crims. Now Alex gets aggressive. Nico's already close by. Alex starting to run back, realizing, okay, there's numbers here. We need to set up for what is about to come our way. It's going to be a full execute from G2. Pistol smokes, everything going out in the pistol. Crims off for the first. Mezzy with the anti-flash swings now into the fight. It's a good headshot for him. Hunter just has so many angles to look at. And Crims now is on 3 in the pistol. And just Alexi B left in a 1 versus 3. Starts to rattle away with a Glock. Takes 1 and now has a chance onto Brolin, but he's been shot from all sides. And Alexi B tries to turn it into a 1v1, wrapping around, dancing with the sight. And figuring out, are there any chances in this pistol? Spots out Smooya, and Fnatic have the pistol.
Yeah, manufactured a couple of chances for himself there, Alexi B, but this is a good way for Fnatic to kick it off. If they, after the 2 opening kills as they trundled into the site, were unable to convert that, you may as well packed it up, because mentally that would have been an absolute, well, kick in the nether regions. This was great from Crims here, and it's what you want to see, right? You want to see Crims activated as the rock of the team. I know that a lot of people now thinking him a bit more of a supportive element, but I think the guy's still got it. I think he still can be a beast. Just want to see it unleashed.
And we've seen glimpses of that in this competition so far. Some Crims highlights. We'll see if Fnatic can deal with this force bite.
Oopsie daisies. Alex's smoke didn't... all right, we got through it. We got through it. There was a couple of struggles there. Smooya does take down Hunter, and Alex doesn't take too much damage to the molly, but they come and beat.
Yeah, Mezzy looking to just hold down the fort. Crims joining him as utility starts to go out. Crims with Nico now decorating his wall. It's just Jack, Alexi B and m0NESY trying to get towards the site, at least trying to get a bomb plant out of this, but Fnatic seem to not allow anything.
Yeah, you want to plant. You definitely want to plant here, so prioritizing the key.
He's got the bomb plant here. He's going to get that down, some money in the bank, and he's even got away with a shot. How has he done that? Now Jack's alone. He's a lovely shot himself, but he's still got 2 more to find. He's still worried about the apartments. And G2 always find a way to make these rounds look a little tough, don't they?
Yeah, look, that was quite threatening there towards the tail end, but the plant, I wanted to highlight that because if they go in on that type of a force by round and they walk away with nothing, then they have some dramas. But the fact they get the bomb down, the fact that they get 3 kills, that's a pretty good round, all things considered. However, Fnatic survives. They post the 2-0 scoreline. Let's see if they can do better than the previous map. If you missed Nuke, you didn't miss a lot. It was a 16-2 in favor of G2.
And they're all cut up, just like that.
Yeah, I did see a tweet, though, from Carlos after we finished the first game. I just went and checked the cellular telephone device, and he's informing the world that Jax is actually 38, not 28. So,
okay.
Look, aging rapidly is old Jax.
He looks good for his age, I think.
Definitely the best 38-year-old as far as aim goes. I don't think there's too many people who would question that. /S, for those of you at home, maybe not catching the sarcasm in me voice. But a couple of meat cleavers of Deagles brought out. Alexi already down, and this is a better start for Fnatic here. And this is going to do wonders for their confidence as players start to hit shots like that and receive shots like that. The game might be a bit more of a banger.
Well, let's see if Smooya can get involved in this one. He has got the M4 positioned just around the stairway. And here come G2. Couple of numbers looking to run down his crosshair. That bomb is leaving and going back into spawn, and Jax. Oh, a giant hole left in Smooya's face right now.
Yeah, what can you say about that one? This is starting to fall apart here. And
timing.
Yeah, I don't know if Alex is going to be ready for this type of maneuver. The bomb's up in the B apartments. If he continues to T-spawn...
He's wrapping A.
Uh-oh.
G2 has a chance here. It's going to be Crims having to deal with the deagle of Nico.
He's going to get spotted here if he goes first.
Oh, Crims. He's tucked into the corners, and Nico, does he see the barrel? He does, and now, oh, timing works against him. Luckily for Fnatic, they get 3, but you're always on the edge of your seat in those kind of rounds.
Yeah, especially when those those 1Ds come out, right? They're very scary, they're very intimidating, some of the most satisfying kills in the game. But we will get into the gun rounds now. And one of the keys here is, look, Jax does fight in Smooya here, but if we can get Smooya activated early, get his confidence up, because you can see he didn't have a whole lot of it over there on Nuke. It didn't feel like he had too many opportunities to get involved, especially on the T side. This is his chance to do so. Could be an Overpass playground Mirage from time to time. Speaking of Orp, Monacy's got his in his hands and straight over towards mid for a pick with the pack. They've got mid control for free.
Yeah, Nico's so quick to just run down this position. Crims was looking to get boosted up. That nade actually might be meaty. Takes a good bit off the top of Nico.
It is interesting to note here, and this is some of the bits and bobs we've seen with G2, is having Alexi be the in-game leader on extremities. Right, the pack there was Nico, Hunter, and Monacy, and look, that's a very potent pack in terms of headshots. Alexi's going to need clear lines of communication from his team. Fortunately, you can see their screens. Now, Brawl in the next port of call, they need to deal with him before they can go A.
Brolin spots the feet. And so that's a good little bit of info for Jax, now realizing they have to try and clear out this position. But Brolin's going to throw his smoke down and gets aggressive, gets away with the bomb and his life somehow.
Yeah, very cheeky there. Nice little maneuver from Brolin, the babyface killer, to give them the number advantage.
Looks like G2 are not going to be relenting their A pressure though. Still numbers sitting outside of this. Smokes at the ready. AXQ about to come in here. And right now, not a lot of info being gathered from Fnatic CT side elsewhere, so G2 still have got 3 players to deal with when they attack this site. Brolin's still in here. Do they expect that? They do, they drop and they remove him. And now 2 players tucked under wood. This could get messy. Smooya needs to get his gun out. Luckily, he has got it in play, but he's not been able to do anything with it. Now Alex, they're not going to expect a second player. That's going to allow him a lineup,
Nice
and
stuff.
Alex with the 3K. Oh, that was such a great hold from the IGL. 4 kills, and they just don't expect the second player.
Yeah, you can see how messy that was, though. At one point, Alex went back towards Ticket, so it was very clustered right there towards the shadow position. I like the stubbornness from Brolin to stay there. They know they didn't have the AWP for that mid presence, so they hedged their bets towards A, and it paid off this time round for their 4th consecutive rounds here. I really like that move from Brolin. It's cheeky, and he understood the situation, and it couldn't have been easier for Alex as they all line up on their way out the ramp. And the buy back for G2 here. AK for Jax. A couple of Tech 9s. A little bit of util as well. Now, their aim has been on point, but so far getting blanked, and that one straight down the gob there.
Yeah, it's a mouthful there for Jax. Brolin now has to handle G2 players who are aggravated like an angry wasp nest charging down this A site. Luckily, Alexi B is good for the 1-for-1, and now G2 have a little bit of space to play with. Crims trying to get over the top of Ticket. Does actually spot out Alexi B with a bomb on his back. But look at the flank coming around the backside of ramp. It's Alex again, who might just find himself a couple of kills here. Alex with the first. Not ready for Alexi B, so at least it's still doable here for G2.
Yeah, they're keeping it costly at G2 in these lower buys. It's going to be difficult to get towards the site, all things considered, but they have plenty of time. And now that Nico has gone down, time is no longer the problem. It's bodies and it's HP. Alexi B, 24 remaining. And they know exactly where he is, peeling on out. Crims will finish him off, and 5-0 the score reads. So, okay, I don't expect this one to be a blowout like map number 1. That would be quite the turn of events, right? It's G2 need to find some traction here early within this first half. Now, both teams are going to have the AWP going into this gun round. The first time we will be seeing it on Mirage here. Get a good idea of the avenues of approach. Rolling over towards A, Smooth towards window. Alexi B now in mid is a bit of a different look.
Tries to get aggressive, unable to find that first, but he wasn't too far off.
Yeah, well, he's starting to take some risks here and look for some picks, and this is good. Mid control again here. Hunter being escorted by Alexi B at his utility, close towards connector now. Smells a bit like an A split. We know Hunter, once upon a time, loved a good window boost. A nice gap for Alex there.
The molly actually hit him, so it gives the sound cue he is close. He is in this position. Still comes away with one, though. Hunter, the victim to the rifle. And now we'll see an acceleration of G2 who realize now we have to push out this ramp. And they've got to deal with Brolin under the wood, and they force him into the wide fight with a molly. But luckily, Crim's proactive to get that trade back.
This is looking good for Fnatic now. Sure, Monacy is out towards Shadow, but there's no bodies currently lying in his wake.
Rotation for Fnatic is starting to arrive. Smoke into CT. That one's actually a deeper one for Fnatic to try and play with. It gives you a bit more of an angle, but m0NESY ready in the chaos for Smooya. And m0NESY's quick, but not accurate enough there. So Jax thrust into this. It is going to be Crims left in the 1 versus 2, and he spots out Jax, and that's the bomb down. He wanted to plant for Alexi B in the connector, but now Alexi B has to think about the clutch himself. XCP sits up in the murder hole. 24 seconds to get that bomb back. Crims realizes he has to come to him. So Crims has the superior position. He is going to now play from CT. Momentarily should peek out, and Alexi B has no other option really here to try and commit to the bomb plant. So that's exactly what he's going to do. And that gives Crims time to set up for this. He knows Alexi B can't go far. And so he hasn't crossed to this side of the map or on the right side, so he has to be towards the sandwich, Tetris, maybe even playing with this triple box. But Alexi B has decided to go back into jungle. Now, this should be a position that Crims checks. He hasn't got a utility set here, so Crims has to use the rifle, and Alexi B plays it perfectly.
Gave him a lot of space there, but both players gave the other the chance to make the first move. And, well, Alexi B had to blink first, virtue of the time, virtue of having to plant the bomb. But well handled and well played. And that's good to see the in-game leader winning a round like that. It's going to do a lot for the squad, gets them on the board, fires them up, and maybe screws their head on tight. Because some of the things, when you win a map in such a fashion, you go into the next maybe with your foot off the gas a little bit. Now, if in map number 1, everyone was 100%, and now everybody's at even 95, that's where you can start to come into a couple of issues. But a timeout taken here and won by G2. This is the opportunity for Xtaz to chime on in, maybe fire the boys up. And as you're pointing out, Zinger, there is a double AWP setup here on the CT side. One for m0NESY, one for Smooya. They'll need to do some heavy lifting right now because the buy is not great. There's Famis's in the mix, there's no defuse kits, and util is very, very skimp. Both teams with a sub-optimal buy going into round number 7.
G2 with Galil's in the hands. We've seen those do a lot of work even, so you can never really count them out in this situation. Smoke goes out to the window early. It's smoke execute, but Alexi B will play with it. Smooya has a gap on the right side to try and play with over the top of connector.
This is curious now. They have Jax and Nico both up in towards apartments right now as Crims and Brolin both push ramps. So ships in the night, they don't even know it. Hunter's got the opening, Smooya's down, and now there's a massive void in mid. More pushing, more death. And G2 profit from all of this. Yeah,
these aggressive maneuvers have not worked for Fnatic at all. They haven't reaped anything from it, and it continues to be a negative downturn. It's just m0NESY left. A 1 versus 3, and he's nowhere near the right side. He's over on B right now.
The question is, do G2 want to try and take this away? Do they want to try and take the rifle out of the hands? Vent's not broken here, so Nico will need to make a sound cue if he wants to get closer to m0NESY, who's already starting to scamper away in the B apartments. He doesn't want anything to do with this 1-on-3 situation. He just wants to keep his toys. Doesn't want to share.
I mean, the one saving grace here for m0NESY is the fact that G2 don't have much money left over, right? So if you're loose some rifles, they'll be still playing around with some weaker guns. We'll see if the hunt comes into them. They're finding him, and down to the underpass. m0NESY trying to do some damage now and try to just desperately white-knuckle grip this AWP.
And look how quick they react. They know that's the AWP, and they all three start springing in his direction to rip this out of his hands. Time now a bit of an issue as the bomb detonate very, very soon. If they want to get aggressive for it, they'll need to start moving. But you can see Alexi there just with a big smile on his face, laughing as he's trying to wallbang. So must be good vibes over there in the G2 camp. Just a bit of an understanding there, because people see Fnatic go aggressive there and think, what are they doing? Why are they just pushing? But as we pointed out, util was low, so it's difficult to stall them out for the entirety of the round, or normally as you would do. You can't keep the mid control, you don't have all the nades necessary, and they opted for double AWP. So they wanted to try and fight for some map territory throughout. So you can understand the aggressive maneuvers. It's just unfortunate none of them went their way.
Yeah, it's unlikely that 3 maneuvers isn't going to at least get you 1, right? And Fnatic just had everything go badly for them, and because of that, now down to pistols. It's all on m0NESY to try and get something out of this.
Yeah, well, hasn't even dropped it over to Smooya here, so it is m0NESY's choice where to take the AWP. Window smoke, deep connector smoke, and if they can just avoid the AWP, it will be a G2 round. USPs are not the most threatening. Alexi and Hunter both reside below window. m0NESY to oversee business. Clearing out the vent room, making sure nobody's home. But this is the chance right now. m0NESY has to activate here. And, well, Jax likely spotted on the jump. Needs to be careful as he, well, identifies where the AWP is. Does m0NESY keep moving? He does. Straight back through B, dipping over towards market. That's good. Keep the AWP mobile. It's your only weapon. You want to keep G2 guessing.
You got to make it work. And under a minute left, Fnatic have got all of their players on the right side of the map for the time being. G2 starting to send all of their numbers towards this A site. Clearing out connector, clearing out jungle. There's still plenty of time as Alexa B now strikes to the first kill of the round. G2 starting to converge on this A side. Again, just USPs, but it's Mezzi's AWP that starts to get exciting. It's one onto Nico. Flash holding it back, although Brolin, even with a USP, is getting something done. And now it becomes a little scary here for G2. There's only 22 seconds left, and there's still so many numbers here for Fnatic. Mezzi's found another on the AWP, and that's the bomb down. It's all on Monacy, and oh! Fnatic have done it with one op and USPs around it.
Oh, I just love how beautiful that was. They drew like a line in the sand there on the A site. If Brolin just stayed tucked and how conservative he was with how much he peeked, that was everything, right? The fact that he just kept his head down and Mezzi showed the AWP first. They couldn't push in because they were so scared about the AWP, and that was the key to winning this round right here, right now. Look at Brolin. Yeah, what's up? You're not even worried about me. Able to get so much impact, the silence USP, and that was just one saved AWP. So a huge round there from Fnatic to steal away, and it's great to see them showing up in map number 2 because map number 1, I think they were caught sleeping. Straight into what will be an A execute here. All 5 bearing down. They forced in. There's a Deagle and a Mac-10 alongside these AKs, and here we go.
Brolin jump spotting, seeing the numbers come out of the ramp, so should be calling for Fnatic to send some backup his way. Try and get a couple more just to try and bolster this defense. Smokes there, Smooya through the smoke. Able to take out Nico from Palace, and that bomb at least goes down here for G2, but still, it is Fnatic to hold the numbers.
And so much utility as well. Smokes, HE, mollies, everything they need for this retake. They can wait out the early onslaught. Meanwhile, G2 don't have anything. They're just going to have to get this done through bullets alone.
Well, Jax is playing close. Gap on this right side. Hunter's played with him, so an AK and Mac-10 starting to charge down jungle and connector, but Smooya and Crims have handled it. And now Jax is in a very awkward position, jumps around, and Mezzi able to take him out. So it's so low for Fnatic on health, but luckily they recover the site.
Yeah, squeaky there, right? Comes right down to the wire. All that util for the retake, they didn't even get an opportunity to use it because... Oh, no. Oh, no.
That is rough. Not enough time.
Wait, what?
They haven't recovered it, Chad.
Wait, what?
That's a free round of miracle, really, to get them back into this contest in this first half.
Yeah, the loss bonus for either team is only 1,900 into the next, so whoever wins this, they're going to do a lot of work.
Let's keep it out of that one kit here for Fnatic. It's on the back of Mezzi this time around. Alex removes Alexi B. Charged out, challenging Smooya. Again, it's heavy A here for G2. Smooya's up, getting around the side of the smoke. His teammate Alex down. So this 1-for-1 establishes a 4v4. And G2 decide it's better to leave A and go back.
And that's actually not too bad because throughout all of this, we know the team's buys have been a little bit odd. The utility hasn't been all there. And at this point, with still 1:15 left on the clock, both teams are going to be operating with very light util. So it's more about the decision-making. Where are there going to be multiple bodies? Can an individual step up with a multi-kill? And right now, the combo on the B side, who is going to have to do exactly that, will be Crims and Mezzi. Smooya's even starting to rotate over as well. Oh, never mind. He's being called back. Smoke towards B apartments to block off the corridor for another 15 or so seconds. Hunter's been given all the utility here. So a smoke and 2 flashes, that'll be the go.
A little bit of spam coming down through the apartments from Crims, but it is Mezzi with his AWP that looks to strike. Well, they deal with him, they dry peek, they run right into it. Monacy the first victim, and now Crims looking to follow up and double this impact that Mezzi has presented. Crims goes out to the right side. Jax, that is ridiculous. Mezzi at least gets away with a headshot, but Brolin now is required for a kill. He's dropped that bomb, and now Jax starts to think, where is Smooya? Where is Smooya playing right now? We have 15 seconds to figure that out. And Jax goes to the plant, but Smooya creeping up on him, and he's got a chance now. Smooya, oh, right on to Jax. Gets the kill. And plenty of time for the defuse this time.
Yeah, just crawling in with the scope there. So Smooya, the mobile sniper, does get the round back. But we've had some tight ones, right? We've had some very, very close rounds in the flurry of the last 5. Right, some one-on-one, some odd moments where I think Mezzi did have a kit in that previous round. I was just doing a bit of investigation completely. And yeah, look, all in all, this has been a bit of a odd string of events here. But the game's delivering. We're getting some exciting moments. They're hitting some big shots. We do have that B stream going on as well. We kept you up to date with map number 1, Na'Vi versus Enter's now live on map number 2, and the second map of that series Fnatic are set up right now on the pedestal to grab 8 rounds. It is just these pistols. Unless we have a couple more crazy moments, I do think the Swedish-English mix should be taking the lead here. Or confirming it.
Yeah, it's great to see them show up because we know this team have so much firepower, right? We know they have that ability. That first map was a real sleeper. But this second map, Mirage, it's giving them a battlefield they can compete on.
It's crazy how quiet Nico has been so far, right?
Yeah.
He's actually been stalled on out. Only 1 kill for him so far within the first 10 rounds of play. Well, 11 now that he's hit the deck again. He was just unstoppable on Nuke. So it is strange to see him just cool off so much, but I think that's testament to how much better Fnatic are playing.
Yeah, also I think his T-side rounds have been very one-dimensional because he's always in Palace. He's always just stuck in the Palace area, and it feels like Fnatic are aware of that. That's something you're going to hard counter, and Smooth has done that time and time again. He's actually bested Nico, who was looking kind of frustrated on the player cam in the first few rounds of play, so we'll see if he can step up into this one. You can never really count him out for too long. He eventually will show up.
Yeah, and Smooth's a name you mentioned there that we do need to keep an eye on throughout this series. Had a rough go on Nuke. We've touched on it enough, but now he's getting stuck in and he's finding that impact we know he can have. He saw some great moments from Crims. Alex had that 4K early on in the piece. So now we're getting the full Fnatic package, and I think that's putting a smile on a lot of people's faces at home. But 4 players turn their attention over towards mid.
Oh, Smooth trying some aggression. Flash is holding back from the top mid pick, so looks down into the underpass, and Flash is just catching Smooth out time and time again. Here comes Jax, the rapid rifle, and it's gonna find the headshot. Oh, you got a feel for Smooth there, just countered by utility.
Yeah, that was a great use there to keep him uncomfortable throughout. And well, Alexi needs to decide what they want to do with this number advantage. Traditionally, the CTs like to make an aggressive play to get some ground back, and Mezzi would be the first to do that. You can see how far forward he is towards the B apps here. If they do decide to go for a B split, it will just be the one man they have to break on through. Deep connector smoke, window smoke as well. Alexi to flash vent, so they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's as they continue to grab key pieces of real estate here. Back towards A as Alexi B takes him and the boys through T spawn. Juggling the util, working out exactly what type of set piece they're looking for, and well, Hunter's vent presence alone has siphoned the rotation from Fnatic over towards this B bomb site as they hedge their bets, and well, they've gambled incorrectly.
And now Alex will be the sole player for Fnatic to try and get something done here. And it looks like it's about to be a contact play for G2. Finally, utility starting to be used up. Alex aware now. There is a lot of presence towards this side of the map. 20 seconds left. Alex looking to move forward, get a bit more proactive, and he's got to line up. It's one. And that's all she wrote for Alex. Smoke goes into connector, but Crims, look at that. The back of Hunter is a free kill.
Mezzi's flank is fast here as well. Look how quick he's in T-spawn. Bomb just gone down now, and Mezzi can respond to this almost immediately.
Oh, Brawlin, kill over the top of the smoke. Now drops back in behind the ticket. Jax is playing in the smoke, and Brawlin nearly comes away with it. Not too far off at all. And Mezzi, yes, still coming through that ramp, but it's Brawlin that's going to go down, and that gives position to Jax and CT. Bomb is implanted for that, and Mezzi's flank will reap that kill. It's all on Nico. He's been so quiet, he's been lying dormant, but maybe this is where they unleash the beast. It's one. And now just looking for the last pick off the round. It's Crims coming up the stairway. Nico playing with him, but Crims over the top gets to the defuse. He's going to pull this one through as Fnatic take 9.
I was a bit hesitant there that time round, making sure I'm fully focused on the defuse. We don't want any of those to fall apart. And a big smile on Brolin's face. Maybe they were thinking the same. But yeah, that was good until it wasn't for G2. I think Alex's kill onto m0NESY was actually free. Yeah, imagine that. Could have been so many frags coming out for Alex there. Just annoying positions taken. The flanks unrelenting. And G2, well, they've gone for a half buy here. Some Tech-9s, a scout in play. And, well, Nico Scout will land the tag. Alex put on notice very early here. 31 points of health remaining. But it doesn't feel like G2 are putting themselves in positions where they're in action, right? It's late when they come on in. They have so many unknowns on the bomb sites. So a couple of problems here in terms of allowing their players to play heads-up Counter-Strike.
The clutch, so yeah, I feel a little cagey right now for G2. Smoking the connector, maybe a bit quicker here, but Nico charging through with a scout. Smoothly getting back away from that smoking connector. Will join his teammate in jungle. Minute 5 left in this clock. Brawlin again. Cashing a good timing on the peek out. This time it's Nico that goes down, and the bomb will follow suit very quickly to Crims' rifle. And Fnatic, the 2-player advantage as we go 50 seconds, and G2 with nothing really going their way at all in this round.
I just want to highlight for Fnatic here as well, being jarring, they pick out, they get a kill, and they get away. They reposition, right? They're not re-peeking, they're not putting themselves Crims. He peers out one more time, Hunter falls. As he put on notice, but I think this one's done and dusted. Last body of Jax. Does hit one shot, but that's it, 10-3. And
how great is it to see Crims back up on the top of the board?
yeah, look, Crims, for the longest time when I was doing analyst desk segments, when you talk about Fnatic on this map, you just go Crims and Connector, right? And you could just leave it there because the guy does so much work from that position. Now, once upon a time, one of the absolute best, and these days, you know, Fnatic, since they lost their shine over the last couple of years, people had question marks around whether he was still going to be able to bring it, and I think we're seeing that he can. Him and Brolin are two of the key pieces of the remnants of the Fnatic roster of old. But here we go, G2, give us something, and there it is, Jax onto Mezzy. That's another opening, but again, they've had openings before, they just haven't functioned with them.
And it's been these responses that you mentioned, that jarring play in Fnatic, this time being a little bit more proactive towards ramp. You've got Smooya holding for the pick. Brolin, time and time again, has been found inside of ramp, but this time it's the sniper scope that looks down here.
See, the thing is, if you're G2 right now, the reason you're stalling out so much after this opening kill is because you're expecting the response of an aggressive maneuver, but you can only wait so long. And the longer you wait, the less time you're going to have to work with. You've got bucket loads of utility, more than they could possibly dream of. Any execute would be possible right now. Molly towards window to clear out the right side. Alexi still perched up in Palace. Nico still glued to watching any aggression towards that A ramp. Now the pack is working their way through mid. Honestly, with the AWP up on short, we'll have a chance to peek on through, but Smooya's in the sight.
Flash into connector. Smooya dropping back to reposition on top of Ticket. This is a very good position for the AWP to be in, and G2, not a lot of time, not a lot of space right now. They need to bring down this AWP. Smooya spots numbers coming up connector. He's still got his teammate positioned towards Tetris. That's Brolin, and oh, the smoke fades away. Finally, Nico deals with that, and now Smooya has to rely on Alex alongside of him, pushing forward, catching Jax. And now G2, they're into the post plant. The bomb is set up for them, but Crims is starting to remove numbers.
And now, you know, Smooya might actually consider, hey, come on, we're owning him. Let me go for this. Let me get stuck in. But there's going to be a big difference between, well, what could be a 10-5 half and an 11-4. So trying to hold on to the AWP, likely to retain it with him all the way over there in CT spawn. Nico's the only one having a look over towards the B apartments. So bomb detonates, and this one will fall in the favor of G2. 10-5 on the half is more than enough for them to work with here, and I expect that CT performance we had on Nuke to rear its ugly head when we move into that second half. But let's see a few boo-boos. If Fnatic had that round where they actually had the play with the kit on the defuse, they could have been looking at a 12-3 half.
Had a lot of those. We'll see if this fifth round for G2 gets picked up, because as you pointed out, that changes the game if they just salvage their fifth.
And, well, they showed the same mid-presence utility here with Alexi trying to sell more than enough of the standard play. But m0NESY's actually working with the AWP over towards B, and there's no push from Mezzy this time. Oh, never mind. Yes, there is. As quick as you like. m0NESY sits, he waits, he shoots, and see you later, Mezzy. Another opening now for G2.
This guy's got fighter pilot reactions. This is unbelievable. Just a pixel spotted. Now we gotta look to Fnatic's answer. How do they find it? m0NESY might just give them two. He's looking up. He's quick again. Second shot for m0NESY. His teammate's still an underpass. And that puts this, especially if Smooya can do something from here. Needs to be careful he doesn't get caught from the stairs leap. Still worried. I think his barrel just tipped around the corner. So here comes Nico. Smooya unable to bring him down, so it's all on Crims. We've talked about his half. He's 20-6. But if he wants to get 11 rounds from Fnatic, he's got to do it in spectacular fashion. No kit, no utility on his back right now in a 1 versus 3. And they're aware of his positions. They're aware of where he can come from. Laying down the molly, Nico has the sight. And
look, you got to be much happier with that. Nuke, they weren't even in the survey here. They're ready to play. Some good individual moments from most. And, well, Krim showing exactly what he's got in the survey here today. 10-5, away we go. Defense now with 1xbet odds. Yeah, look, I don't blame them. It's going to take some time before we get the full convincing. Only towards window. m0NESY stands and, well, gets burnt on down to half HP.
And Alex leaps from Palace to check upon the ramp position of Nico. And Nico is getting pushed from multiple sides. He's going to try and deal with this one. Crims and Alex finding kills in the meantime. Nice snappy shot from Nico. And now Smooya's pushed in towards CT. It's the Kovac cousins in the 2 versus 2. Smooya going for the shots, rattling down, trying to pull Hunter away, but Crims flanks around the side, and Hunter does get removed. In the meantime, Nico is repositioned. He's read the B play. He's read the B play.
Okay, well, the kit was on the back of Hunter, so if Nico gets there, Crims is still dealing with the rotation. Smooth's not going to expect him to be here at all, and Nico's going to hear the bomb going down.
He's going to hear the bomb going down, but he can't do much about it because it's planted for the short side.
No way, Smooth's ready for this. No way.
He has a 1v1. Oh, okay, Smooya, lovely shot, and Nico, the frustration in this game for him right now, he is just feeling it.
I think Smooth there might have got the fright of a life. It's a good shot for him to hit there, but the fact that Nico immediately preempted that, it was almost like he knew that Hunter was going to go down in that situation. So the maneuver all the way around, almost paying off right there, but this was look, a pretty standard pistol here coming out of Fnatic. And this was the shot from Smooya. Okay, yeah, I feel like he would have got a shock of a lifetime as he jumps up. Nico frustrated he was unable to convert that one right there, and G2 do opt to go for a bit of a force buy. Deagle's scout, CZ. Nico's in that connector with the $700 hand cannon. Monacy's scout to get some information towards the B apps. Bit of a slow approach here as Fnatic do already garner mid-control. Brolin under the window. Alex out towards Delpan. Smooya top mid with Mezzy. There's a couple of gaps. If there was an A push to come through, they might have a couple of dramas, but fortunately for them, just Nico and connector to deal with. A wobbly shot, the second one lands, and well, he's going to get on out of dodge.
Falls back into the shroud. And now a minute and 5 seconds left. It's Hunter's turn to see if he can get anything done with the CZ. Positioned in the ladder room. Smooya about to come around the barrel, spotted by Hunter, and Smooya still comes out on top. Just about though, 8 HP. Switches out to the AK, and now Jax's turn to get aggressive. Crim's about to walk into the Deeg. Jax hits it. He doesn't want to pick up that gun just yet because he doesn't know if there's numbers around that corner. In the meantime, Alex has walked his way up connector. Will smoke out jungle. There might be a gap here for Nico to play with and try and catch them. Oh. There is, but Jax has been cleaned out, and now Nico swiping in behind. Unfortunately, not enough damage done to bring down Mezzy. And so Fnatic will take the side, but look at Smooya. Look at his position. Oh, so quick from Odyssey.
Is he jumping?
I don't think so. I think he landed on the ledge, but he was able to take down Smooya nonetheless. That's an AK upgrade. Now Odyssey looking for another one, but Mezzy to the headshot. They're still so low here in Fnatic. Alexi B and Nico don't have kits. They don't have utility. And now, with Alexi B going down, it is just the D of Nico left. He won't find a chance, but they double peek upon him.
Oh.
And 12 rounds for Fnatic. They just barely survive.
Well handled though, right? There was a couple of issues across the map there. And that modest little maneuver, beautiful one to see. Jump on up, peppers him away. But there was, yeah, it could have gone really wrong for Fnatic in so many occasions here. I think I got a little bit too excited, so... Oof. Must have had his tippy toes on the edge right there. All right. Good teamwork as well. The double swing here late from Mezzy and Alex to confirm that they can actually trade out that kill. Great stuff. Fnatic are looking in a position to take home map number 2 and send us to a third.
Well, here comes the onslaught of Fnatic players down to this B site, flashing out. Smooya, oh, he doesn't check Hunter. Luckily, his teammate's a bit more methodical. Nico's hit some nasty shots over these last 2 rounds.
Well, don't lose this one. You just work so hard to win the last. You can't be dropping it to the USPs.
Well, Alex has made sure that another kill has gone their way. Crim's also following up, so somewhat a sigh of relief here for Fnatic. Oh. Jax has slipped the net through the smoke. Brolin, he doesn't know that Jax has gone this way. And finally, we'll see him comes back. Jax thought he got away with it, but unfortunately for him, Brolin doubles back. 13-5. Looked a little scary at the start, but Fnatic deal with it.
Yeah, there's been a few rounds here for Fnatic, hasn't it? Scary, and then they handle it. So right here, right now, they've been able to convert both pistol rounds within this map. That's fantastic in itself. They've set up only 3 more rounds needed here. And look, a 16-5 victory over G2 after what we saw on the first map, that would bring confidence back and level us out going into the final map of play here.
Yeah, what a topsy-turvy series it would be as well if that happened. This is G2's map pick.
Yeah, you're right. And this is a map where Monacy, now with AWP in hand, can find some impact. There you go. Quick as you like. Crims is down. And an opening to work with as Monacy immediately starts to pivot and reposition. Or does he? As he glues himself behind a smoke in the window here. Trying to use that ambient light through to deal with the boost. Hunter's out of position.
Gets caught throwing an nade down and ends up getting Fnatic an opening towards this B side, and Alexi B's under a lot of pressure now. This is an acceleration for Fnatic. Jax with one, Brolin just removes Alexi B without much of a save, but Monacy's got back to the site. His shot is so quick, just sees a pixel, able to get it done, and I thought for a second, Chad, but he's starting to run out of options, and eventually will get overrun. It's down to just Nico, a 1 versus 2. Now we know he can clutch these, but Fnatic have to go to get the bomb, and Mezzy quick on the headshot.
Beautiful stuff. Again, I can just highlight the teamwork of Fnatic there. Like, it's a chaotic moment. That was a chaotic site take right there. And then on the double swing together to make sure they get that bomb. It's fantastic. It's the little details here that are sticking out. Sure that they're owning on the scoreboard. The first from Monacy was quick, just not able to connect any more of those flashy shots. And a nice shot there from Mezzy to close things out, who's found himself 17 kills. Jax is the scoreboard leader right now for G2 on 19. He needs a friend. They're back down to a rough-looking buy, so it feels to me like G2 are going to concede 15 here.
Nico caught by the flash as he tries to peek. It's Smooya that's found the opening. Nico just trying to get a little bit of magic going here, but he is losing all of his support network. G2 starting to send those rotations over just to try and have some bodies on this site. Fnatic are just taking their time, chopping down the tree that is G2. And it's starting to go with the autopilot now for Fnatic.
It's going to have to be 10 straight just to get to overtime for G2.
Doesn't feel like it's happening, does it?
Not at all. This has been quite a limp map, all things considered. Some of the rounds they won, remember one of the first T rounds, I think it was an Alexi B clutch. Hunter's not going to get anything done with the CZ. Crims grabs another. He's bearing down at 30 kills here, 26 to his name. But maybe, just maybe, one more round of play here. This is the last chance for G2 to put up any resistance here. Inferno will be the third map. And this would be wild to see a team like G2 not get a single CT round on their own map choice. That in itself, especially Mirage, which is a playground for a lot of these players. Yeah, is this it, or did G2 want to extend play? 3 players through the vent room over towards window.
Alex gets out towards top mid. Monacy trying to take a bit more of a risk here. Let's see if the AWP can get something done. Playing at the edge of the short smoke. It will begin to fade away shortly here, and he's not really been given the best chance. Flash, in fact, will force him back, and Jax is down. Mezzy makes the solo play forward. They knew they had Alex pinned in that corner, so luckily the molly burns him out. So the numbers are back to the 4v4.
Now, here's the thing. Fnatic have so many rounds to work with. You can have a few more risks like what Mezzy just went for there, creeping out towards Tetris on his lonesome. And now it's their opportunity to play out the 4v4, which tends to favor the Ts, especially so with all the U2 and a lack of info for the G2 side.
Seems like they're giving the full set to Mezzy so he can maybe fake out some utility uses towards this A side because the numbers are going back to B. It has to be pretty convincing here for Mezzy because there is quite a heavy amount of players over here for G2. Here comes this first smoke. Let's see how if this causes a reaction for G2 at all. No. In fact, it's on the opposite. It's pulled players over towards B, and luckily Fnatic have decided to call that off. They're going to be running back.
Yeah, what's going on here?
So leaving one late lurk player, Brolin, to go underpass, and the rest of them are going back into this A play. And this is working out somehow. It's just Hunter left alone playing from CT. He's eventually going to realize he needs to call for the cavalry to get back over here because the numbers of Fnatic are starting to come through now. Hunter deciding not to fight. 12 seconds left for Fnatic. This could get messy. You know, rotations here for G2. Nico's found one. The bomb needs to go down, and luckily it will. And here comes the swing into the site. Brolin with the kill. 3v3 for Fnatic. Missed shot from Smooya. Alexi B nearly gets away the lineup of 2, but Crims is still keeping Fnatic even in this one, even though they have to drop back into their post-plant positions. Alexi B and Hunter, they're still up, and G2 might find their first CT round. It all comes down to Brolin. Defuse being stuck around the corner. It's a wide fight for Brolin to take, and he's not going to get there. Surely he won't get there. It's 1, and it's 2! Oh, just about. The defuse is stolen away in the dying embers of the round.
Oh, dear. At this point here, if you're G2, you may be thinking it should have just been done and dusted, because, yeah, you win the round, but you lose absolutely everything. So the reinvestment is going to be bleak. You don't keep the ult for Monacy. You're going to need to reinvest in everything. There might be some lighter buys or lower util. Ah, dear. Yeah, this is still miserable right now, and it felt like Alexi B had to do it all. Thrust himself forward, got the crucial kill, and was the man who had to stick the defuse.
By a millisecond as well, really, that one was done. And a life support right now, G2.
It doesn't fire you up. That's not a round that fires you up, you know what I mean? It's not a clean
limp.
sheet. It's one of these situations where you're like, oh boy, okay, well, next round's going to be just as hard, and here they come, waterfall out apartments.
Here they come to drop down into Jax. Hunter coming over here had a very quiet game. Maybe he can get involved here. Jax does well. And this quick play for Fnatic has been dealt a pretty bad hand.
Yeah, door's closed as well. Nico's already over towards T-spawn, so they can only go forward if they try and drop back. They should meet their logical demise. Alex is looking sharp here today.
Crims as well. Nico's on the backside, and Alex will not be able to get much done there. Crims, the last player up in the 1v4, tries to transfer back down, but G2 takes 7, and that's the low buy that they've been able to pull through.
Yeah, and continue to see good stuff from Jax. 22 kills from him, right? He's so far ahead of the rest of his team. It's almost 10 kills between him and the next, which is m0NESY on 13. But this is an opportunity now. This is a chance. G2, they need to get another consecutive round with at least 3 players alive like this again. Great stuff from Jax here, right? He's under a lot of pressure with that apps pop. Does a great little job there with the Famus. But this is a key round. If we are going to talk about a conversation at all, they obviously need every round, but a chance to break the economy. And Crims is an AWPer?
Yeah, apparently. And he's quick to it. Takes out m0NESY.
They go 1 for 1, and Crims might just, by virtue of Bogdan's law, get to retain that AWP. But this was similar scenes as to what we saw in the first half. After opening picks for either side, it just seemed to slow right down. Jax and Nico with an info player starting to feel out towards the top of this A ramp, and well, Alex is the only one close. He is quite passive. How far do they push the issue here?
We have got Alexi B relatively pushed up in the apartments as well, so that's buying the rotation for Hunter. Jax, does he go around this corner? Alex, the timing, looks away. It couldn't be worse for him, but finally drops his crosshair back down. Players spot each other, but no one comes out on top.
Jax is actually continuing to push right here, and I like the call. He's going to know it's clear. He's going to know it's B for sure.
Are they ready for Alexi B to be in the apartments? Hunter's here at the bench.
Oh, ouch.
He needed one, but Brolin forces him to eat lead. And now Alexi B gets bested by Alex, and suddenly it's Jax and Nico. A 2v4 recovery of the B site is needed here, and it just looks so unlikely. Fnatic with a great showing, a great recovery here on Mirage. And now a whisker away from sending us to Inferno. Jax left 1v4. Crims about to knife him, and that is how it ends.